as little children don't have depth perception. And I'm sitting in poetry venues watching people leave just as empty as they came. And we proclaim that this is supposed to be like church. And if what we do is God's work, then the job of the poet is to teach you where your preacher can't reach you. But unfortunately, too many poets sound retarded, or at least they ain't got no depth perception. They refuse to scratch the surface and dig deep and give something that means something. I mean, they'd rather regurgitate the same facts you get off the 6 o'clock news or what you live in your own life blues. And they do this for the odds and the oohs, or maybe for a high score, but they evaluate what they're up for because we the people need more. We need solutions, or at least a way to get by. When most folks just write well enough to get by, they have to move away from the microphone so the rest of us can get by. Because damn. Retarded. After witnessing the 3 my grandfather had, we figured she knew every sign and every symptom and would never be a victim. But on completion of her surgery, the physician made mention of the issue of an inner scar tissue, which was evidence of at least one unreported heart attack. And at that, she questioned heart attack. Said she thought she just had a bad case of the hiccups, and if she would just be still and hold her breath and listen to God, and everything would be okay. Kind of like when she was 4 or 6, not really sure because only time knows her real age. Living a life between slavery and sharecropping in a house where the foundation was no stronger than her father's 2 hands. It had to be the autumn or the spring when a summer breeze tangled with the winter wind and in the Mississippi sky twisted a tornado that reached down and destroyed every crop. And just as easily as you will pop the top to the lunar can, it tore off the roof and blew out all the walls and scattered all the furniture, but didn't touch not one of the 9 souls that sat. Merely being still, holding their breath, and listening to God. Kind of like when she left her home, family in Mississippi for the first time for Chicago, and her husband and the perception of a better life, only to be sent back pregnant and alone until he made enough money to join her, like when her son had his first asthma attack. With no inhaler, no pump, no Primatine mist, just a brown paper bag, and her faith in him being still and holding his breath and listening to God, and that becomes her answer, her antidote to the Great Depression, World War II, Civil Rights, Jim Crow, Vietnam, failed crops, job stops, Ronald Reagan, George Bush, Gulf War, Twin Towers, poverty, wealth, sickness, and health. Just being still and holding her breath and listening to God. Just being still and holding her breath and listening to God. Just being still and holding her breath and listening to God. Just still, holding breath, God, still, holding breath, God, God. Hiccups. And as I held her frail aged body, I felt the warmth and the strength of her soul as I told her that she looked good. Only for her to answer, bullshit, boy. I done got old. And as we both laughed, I looked down upon her silver gray white hair and noticed how the waves gradually blend with the wrinkles in her forehead, resembling the tracks of a vinyl record, each space representing a groove that sings a life song that could only be sung by the one that's doing the living. And I remember the songs, and I think back to the stories, and I think back to the heartaches in my own life, the times when I thought I had heartache, and they were nothing but the hiccups. Think back to the hiccups in your life. Just be still, hold your breath, and listen. Shh. Grandma, I think I hear him. How y'all doing?